elimination of travel time for both parties. Rush hour commutes can be truly horrible. You also save on transportation costs. Finally, it is more environmentally friendly and sustainable, especially if you're relying on cars. There's also elimination of geographical constraints. Tutors and students can find each other from anywhere in the world. This means students can be matched with the best tutors, suited to their needs without being limited by the area in which they live. Lessons can be done from a global location and at more flexible hours. All you need is a device such as a computer or tablet and an internet connection, something that almost everyone in the Western world has nowadays. For tutors, this opens a large potential client base across all hours of the day. And there's the no risk of catching or transmitting diseases, such as colds and flus. Be sure to set up resource sharing through cloud storage shared folders, such as Dropbox. I have Dropbox folders with all of my students, which contain syllabus notes, case study material, past papers, practice questions, and sample questions. This also helps keep everything organized and in one place. Efficient sending of links and diagrams, articles, notes, case studies, etc. This is especially useful with geography. The easy use of online resources such as Google Maps or Google Earth, using images and videos to help learning. Again, especially useful with geography. More interactivity is possible with an online lesson. The use of online whiteboards and screen sharing can be a very effective teaching and learning tool. For example, to help explain hard concepts. Classic examples of how online technology can aid in the learning environment today. Online learning also provides a private learning environment without the potential awkwardness of a face-to-face meeting. Going into someone else's private home can be a little exposing and a little awkward. There is no social pressure as there is no one sitting physically watching everything the students are doing in real time. Students are more in the driving seat with online lessons and feel so much more empowered in a really relaxed environment. Students nowadays are used to an online world and all the technology associated with online lessons, and therefore are able to learn well this way. The entire lesson can be saved as a neat PDF and lesson recording. Any links and materials sent via chat is available at a later time in the chat history. Most educators have come across a variety of helpful learning strategies and techniques. Also, to become a qualified tutor, you've done your fair share of studying and problem solving. Therefore, it is in your best interest and that of the students to share your tips and tricks that you have found personally helpful. What advice might you provide? The following suggestions are good personal experiences. The use of mind maps, memorizing and using mnemonic devices, read notes out loud, regularly summarize your class notes. Your past experiences through the formal education systems are valid and should be shared, because even the brightest students may be struggling at school simply because they had not been taught the correct study techniques. To make a dent in the online tutoring world and have repeat clients, you can't only have 5 hours of availability per week. A successful online instructor who wants to make tutoring their career needs to have at least 20 to 30 hours of available time in their schedule to teach. Also, when addressing a problem that a student needs to improve, don't be stingy on your time. Allocate sufficient time with the student to tutor them and provide them with the remedial help that they need. Being a successful tutor does not come about by accident. Online educators that ensure successful work periods regularly consult informative resources online or on print to become the best at what they do. Therefore, do not hesitate to introduce to students the websites and online study materials that helped you to master the challenging academic achievements. It is exceptionally suggested to use websites and resources with students to have them see that the internet is a fantastic place with so many educational possibilities. Recommended online resources to use during tutoring classes include the following: Khan Academy, Big Think, Cosmo Learning, and Future Channels. As an educator, we have the privilege and the responsibility to do more than make our students learn and memorize facts. The best private tutors encourage students to share their opinions about a subject, analyze their new ideas, and ask questions at a profound level. So motivate your students to think about the bigger picture and help them to solve problems virtually instead of solely giving them the answer so that you can move through the necessary material more quickly. Keep in mind that the right tutor will help students pass an exam and a great one will encourage them to be thoughtful about the world. We want more competent citizens, not only good test takers. Etsy is the global marketplace for unique and creative goods. It's home to a universe of special, extraordinary items, from unique handcrafted pieces to vintage treasures. It is primarily used for selling vintage items, arts and crafts, and homemade goods. You need to have an account on Etsy before you start with your business. Etsy has its own charges for listing and charges you at the time of sale. Before you go ahead and start with Etsy, think of these few details. What would be the cost to produce each item that I wish to sell? What is the competition like on Etsy? Do I wish to pay the listing and the sales charges that Etsy demands? Would I make enough profit to cover all the expenditure on the product and the platform? Follow these steps to open your Etsy shop. Sign in on Etsy or click on the Create an Etsy account. Set up your shop preference in terms of languages, country, and currency. Choose an attractive name for your shop. Stock up. Choose the mode of payment that you wish to accept, and open your shop. Take care of the following points before you decide on a name. The name should be about 40 to 20 characters in length. No spaces to be given and no special characters, no profanity, and no name that is already in use and should not infringe on any other trademark. We have used eBay in the past, but found it hard to sometimes follow up with customers for payment, especially if it's an auction item. Plus, the fees on Etsy are much more reasonable than eBay's. Listings are about 20 cents each, and they allow you to post up to 5 photos as a part of that. On Etsy, customers can reserve items if you offer that and want to note it in a listing. And we do that on occasion as well. Otherwise, it's an instant payment via Etsy's own online payment processing with a 3% fee, or PayPal. Discounts on USPS shipping and ease of printing postage right on Etsy's site, as well as calculating shipping fees for item listings. If you need to keep track of posting, you can run reports on Etsy for items sold and shipped on there. Etsy uses Google product listing ads at no additional cost for you. Not every item that you list, but it is a nice bonus feature to have some of your Etsy items come up on Google listings. If you like, Etsy also offers a very reasonably priced promoted ad, promoted listing feature, if you would like added exposure on Etsy. An easy-to-read dashboard listing uses metrics like Etsy shop views, web traffic leads, and viewer country locations. You are able to link item listings to Twitter, Pinterest, and Facebook. You should be able to offer coupons and discounts either to all possible customers or as a follow-up email to customers who have previously ordered from you before. There's a helpful customer service and a welcoming small business community of fellow business owners available for any questions. Make note of the following points before you start your Etsy store. You can only sell handmade items. Etsy charges listing and transaction fees. It's quite a competitive market, and it limits you to one platform largely. You share your profit, and you cannot create an email list. A virtual event is an event that takes place online with no physical presence. It can be accessed with the help of an internet-compatible device such as smartphones, laptops, and tablets. An online event has a more reach as traveling to the venue is not required. Virtual events are highly interactive and have the look and feel of a physical event, minus the hassle. Webinars typically last somewhere from 45 to 80 minutes. Holding webinars virtually allows attendees from around the world to join in and listen as one or more speakers present the content. Companies can charge attendees to join webinars using online payment services, or it can be offered for free. Webinars typically use video conferencing tools that allow Q&A, the ability to present live, or a pre-recorded video, and can be offered as on-demand after the fact. Due to their one-off education nature, webinars have thrived with 100% virtual attendance. These can include internal and external trainings. Much like in-person conferences, virtual conferences are built around a live, complex agenda. That includes keynotes, sessions, breakouts, and so much more. Virtual conferences include multi-session content and can involve community engagement tools. While not as effective in terms of lead capture and networking as an in-person event, virtual conferences allow attendees to view keynotes in real time, build their own agenda from relevant, on-demand content, and interact with other attendees. Internal hybrid are town halls, sales kickoffs, company-wide events, trainings, department meetings, and more. For organizations that span countries, even continents, internal hybrid events are used to share a message to the entire company when employees are not all gathered in the same place. While it would be great to fly every employee to your organization's headquarters, it would be incredibly costly, and the scheduling required would be time-consuming. The next best option is to host events that are part in-person and part virtual. Now, external hybrid events are events that are held with those outside of your organization. They can be user conferences or industry conferences. These events require higher levels of video production so that virtual attendees are provided with a similar quality to in-person attendees. These events allow attendees who are unable to travel to the event to participate and learn. It is challenging to provide the same value at external hybrid events, as in-person attendees are able to network more freely and engage easily with the content than those that are attending virtually. Start an online discussion by live tweeting an event, asking a question, or hosting an Ask Me Anything. Use a hashtag to help people find and follow the conversation. Other online discussion tools include Discord, which is a free voice and text chat, mostly used by gamers. Then there's Reddit, which is a discussion forum popular for AMAs, and Slack, which is an instant messaging platform good for organizing chats. Stories are a great platform to share videos and visuals of tutorials, interviews, and more. Add filters, special effects, and stickers to take questions, conduct polls, host an influencer takeover, and more. On Instagram, you can add them to a highlight for your future viewers. The ephemeral approach to live events works with Instagram stories, Facebook stories, TikTok, and Snapchat. All events come with logistical challenges. Here's how to avoid hiccups during your virtual event. Create a game plan. Whether big or small, offline or online, every event should have a strategy. Start with a key goal and concept, and then take it from there. The earlier you get planning, the better. Before hosting a virtual event, answer the following questions. What kind of experience do you hope to deliver? Will the event be live, on demand, or both? Where do I want the content to be seen? Will access be gated or free? What is the best time for the event? Will you require event registration? How will you promote the event? Do you plan to work with an advertiser or other partner? Will people still have access to the event once it's over? What KPIs and data do you plan to track? Picking the right date and time for your event is important, regardless of size or platform. Before sending out the save the dates to your network, do a little research. Make sure there are no competing events or holidays that would interfere with attendance. Take time zones into consideration as well. If you plan to go global, try your best to pick a time that works for many of your customers. If it doesn't seem possible, make sure content is accessible after live presentations for those who couldn't make it. It may also be worthwhile to plan multiple networking sessions and different virtual events for different time zones. Check analytics to see when your community is typically online. And for a firmer consensus, consider sending out or posting a poll for preferred dates. Build it and they will come may be a fallacy, but promote it and they will come isn't, especially when you offer a good incentive. Determine the key selling points that your event has to offer. It could be a noteworthy speaker, skill sharing, or an opportunity to network. Whatever you choose, make sure the value proposition is clear in your marketing. Share the event details by email and on social media. If you plan to run ads, target them strategically and choose the right format. For example, LinkedIn's in-mail ads may be a better way to extend invitations than sponsored posts. According to Adobe, registrations tend to spike up 2 to 3 weeks before an event, so it's a good idea to ramp up around this time. Take advantage of the social media tools available. Create an event countdown in Instagram stories. Create a Facebook event with all the necessary information. Consider listing your event on sites like Eventbrite and in other places your audience will come across them. Speakers often double as influencers, so provide them with the details they need to become your event ambassadors. Always include who, what, where, and how. That means no virtual event marketing should be without a link, whether it's a link to registration form or your Instagram profile. Show people where they need to go. Don't forget to share an event hashtag. This will help people promote the event and drive conversations online. If physical events have hitches, then virtual events have glitches. Before kicking things off, test your internet connection and have your speakers do the same. Prepare backups of visuals and presentations in case something goes wrong. If possible, run a rehearsal. The sooner you identify problems, the sooner you can identify solutions. Remember that not all of your guests are tech savvy. Anticipate the troubles people may have by preparing an easy-to-follow guide. If you have the resources to provide support, even better. Make sure it's easy to find where and how to ask for help. Just like in-person events, virtual events should be as inclusive and accessible as possible. Make sure that clear language, large fonts, and high color contrast is used at all touch points, including presentations. Provide captions and visuals where possible for audio, and provide descriptions where possible for visuals. Sites like VFairs also include page narrations and allow text character sizes to be adjusted. Also make sure that if your events include a panel of experts, try to have a diverse lineup of speakers. It's simple. If you create opportunities for engagement, your audience will be more engaged. Here's a simple example. Ask viewers to submit questions in the comments or through a chat tool. Chances are the people who ask questions are going to stick around to see if they get answered. If you do this, make sure to have a moderator assigned to the task of fielding questions. Virtually every online platform has interactive features. Ask people to participate in polls or quizzes. Encourage live tweeting. Take requests and suggestions, or simply shout out names as people tune in. And at the end of the event, ask for feedback. Ask yourself a few questions to prepare for the event. What do I hope to deliver? Which platform do I want for my content? Would I provide free access to my audience? Would my audience need to register before the event? Do I wish to collaborate with an advertiser? Do I wish to make it available online after the event is over? A few popular kinds of virtual events include virtual job fair, virtual career fair, virtual trade show, virtual product launch, virtual exhibition fair, virtual conferences, and virtual education fair. It provides accessibility. While the event is still being held in person, virtual options allow you to accommodate attendees who are unable to attend in person. It allows you to budget. Your organization needs to cut costs, and making smaller events and webinars virtual can help move the money to bigger events of the year that bring in the larger number of leads. It also helps to have a virtual or hybrid option when attendee budgets to travel are a concern. And sometimes, simply, there is no other option. Whether due to the extreme weather, travel bans, or an act of God, you're forced to make your in-person event virtual or cancel it altogether. You can also make your event global. It is easier to make connections and bring your guests to your events. It's also easy to collect feedback and manage results. Let's have a look at all the things that we learned in this module. How to publish books and earn money with Amazon Kindle. How to start online coaching and make it successful. Details of social media marketing agency. How to set up your own social media marketing agency. And how to earn a living out of a YouTube channel. Some other things that we covered in this module is how to monetize your YouTube channel, how to earn through ads and sponsorships, what podcasting has in store for you, how Etsy is growing and an attractive market to set up a store, and also the nitty-gritty of online tutoring and making money hosting online events. You develop the following skills on the go while you start a business online. Knowledge about search engine optimization, collecting awareness about the points that might make your growth slow, analysis of your competitors, analysis of profit and loss to make the business grow, and development of knowledge about various new platforms for business.